To my future wife, I don't know where you are right now, or what your life looks like today. Maybe you're sitting quietly somewhere, scrolling through your phone, wondering about the person you'll one day share your life with. And somehow, I have this feeling that you're watching this right now. Maybe you don't know my name yet. Maybe we haven't even met. But I want you to know something. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for something real. Someone whose presence feels like peace after a long day. Someone I can laugh with, grow with, and stand beside when life becomes difficult. If you're watching this right now, future wife, maybe this message found you for a reason. I may not know your face yet, but I already hope life is being kind to you. And when the day finally comes when our paths cross, I hope we recognize something in each other that words can't explain. To my future wife, wherever you are right now, I want you to know that I think about you sometimes. Not in some perfect imaginary way where everything is easy and nothing ever hurts. I think about you as a real person, living a real life, carrying your own memories, your own dreams, your own fears, your own quiet battles, that I may know nothing about yet. Maybe right now you're having a good day. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're sitting somewhere, alone, wondering if the person you're meant to spend your life with even exists. And if you happen to be watching this right now, then maybe somehow these words found their way to you before I did. I don't know your name yet. I don't know the sound of your laugh, the way you look when you're trying not to smile, the little things that make you happy, or the things that make you pull away and become quiet. I don't know what your favorite place is, what song you listen to when you need to think, what kind of morning makes you feel alive, or what kind of night makes you wish someone were sitting beside you. I don't know any of those things yet, but I know that somewhere in this enormous world, there is a life being lived by someone I may one day call my wife. And that thought makes me pause, because love is strange like that. Sometimes the person who will eventually become one of the most important parts of your life is, at this exact moment, a complete stranger. You can pass each other without knowing. You can exist under the same sky, breathe the same air, walk through completely different streets, and have no idea that one day your lives may become connected. Somewhere you may be making coffee, reading a message, looking out a window, driving home, laughing with someone you care about, or simply trying to make it through another ordinary day. And I could be doing the same thing, completely unaware that one day your name will mean something to me that I cannot even explain today. I don't want to imagine you as someone who will come into my life and magically make everything perfect. That isn't what I want. I want to meet you as you are. I want to know the person behind the smile. I want to know what you've survived. I want to understand the parts of your story you don't tell everyone. I want to know what you're proud of and what you still struggle to forgive yourself for. I want to know what makes you feel safe, what makes you feel understood, and what makes you feel like you can finally breathe without having to pretend to be stronger than you are. And I hope you want to know those things about me too, because if we are going to build something together, I don't want it to be built on appearances. I don't want us to fall in love only with the best versions of ourselves. I want the kind of love where we can eventually sit across from each other on an ordinary evening, without pretending, without performing, without needing to impress one another. Just two people who have decided that honesty is more beautiful than perfection. Future wife, I don't know if you're watching this because you were meant to hear these words, but if you are, I hope you understand something. I'm not waiting for you because I believe my life is incomplete without you. I'm waiting for you because I believe that when two people choose each other freely, they can create something greater than either person could create alone. There is a difference between needing someone and choosing someone. I want to choose you. I want you to choose me. Not because we cannot live without each other, but because, after experiencing life on our own, we look at each other and say quietly, I want to share the rest of this with you. That kind of love matters. To me, I want us to have the kind of relationship where silence doesn't feel uncomfortable, where we can sit together without needing to fill every second with conversation, where your hand can find mine naturally, where we can look at each other after a long day and understand more than words could say, where a simple meal at home can feel more meaningful than the most expensive dinner in the world, because you are sitting across from me telling me something about your day. I want to know the ordinary. You're not just the woman dressed beautifully for a special night, but the woman who wakes up with messy hair and doesn't want to get out of bed. The woman who sometimes changes her mind 3 times before deciding what she wants. The woman who gets excited about little things. The woman who can spend too much time choosing what to watch. The woman who sometimes needs reassurance even when she says she's okay. The woman who gets quiet when something is bothering her. The woman who has dreams she hasn't told anyone about yet. I want to know all of it, and I hope you will let me be known too. There will be things about me that you won't understand immediately. There will be days when I become quiet. There will be moments when I don't know how to explain what I'm feeling. There may be times when I make mistakes, when I say something badly, when I misunderstand you, or when life simply gets too heavy and I don't know what to do with it. I won't promise that I will always know the perfect words. I won't promise that I will never disappoint you. I won't promise that our life will always look like the beautiful version people imagine when they talk about love, but I can promise that I want to learn. I want to learn how to love you better. I want to learn what your silence means without assuming. I want to learn when you need advice and when you simply need someone to listen. I want to understand the difference between the moments when you need space and the moments when you need me to stay. I want to remember the little details you tell me because they matter to you. And if they matter to you, they matter to me. Maybe that sounds simple, but I think love is often hidden inside simple things. It's remembering how someone takes their coffee. It's noticing that they are quieter than usual. It's sending a message because you know they have a difficult day ahead. It's saving the last piece of something because you know they like it. It's walking a little slower because the person beside you is tired. It's looking across a room and noticing that the person you love is uncomfortable and moving closer without making a scene. It's saying, I'm here, even when there is nothing else to say. That is the kind of love I want with you. Not a love that needs to be constantly displayed to the world, but one that feels undeniable when we are alone. I don't need everyone to understand what we have. I don't need strangers to approve of us. I don't need a perfect photograph or a perfect story. I want something that belongs to us. Something quiet enough to protect. Something honest enough to survive difficult seasons. Something strong enough to remain when the excitement becomes familiar and the newness becomes everyday life. Because eventually, we will become familiar with each other. And I hope we never become careless with that familiarity. I hope I never stop noticing you. I hope years from now, I can still look at you and remember the person I first hoped you might become in my life. I hope I still notice when you change your hairstyle. I hope I still hear something in your laugh that makes me smile. I hope I still want to tell you things first. I hope when something beautiful happens, you are one of the first people I think about. And when something painful happens, I hope you know you never have to carry it alone, simply because you are afraid of being a burden. You will never be a burden for having feelings. You will never have to apologize for needing comfort. You will never have to hide your difficult days just to make our relationship look beautiful. I want to love the whole person, not only the easy parts. Maybe you have been hurt before, maybe someone made you question whether you were enough. Maybe someone promised to stay and then disappeared. Maybe you learned to protect yourself because trusting someone once cost you too much. Maybe you have become very good at saying, I'm fine, even when you aren't. Maybe you have learned how to smile while keeping entire storms hidden behind your eyes. If that is part of your story, I won't ask you to forget it. I won't ask you to suddenly trust me because I say the right words. Trust should be earned. Slowly, I want to earn it through consistency, through patience, through the little promises I keep when nobody else is watching, through the way I speak to you when we disagree, through the way I treat you when I'm tired, through the way I protect your dignity when we are angry with each other, through the way I listen when your feelings are inconvenient, through the way I stay honest, even when honesty is uncomfortable. I want you to know that you can disagree with me and still be loved. You can have your own opinions, your own friends, your own dreams, your own interests, your own space. I don't want to possess you. I want to know you. There is a difference. You are not something I will own because you become my wife. You are a person I will continue discovering, even after years together, and I hope you never stop discovering me either. Maybe our first meeting will be completely ordinary. Maybe there won't be music playing in the background. Maybe the world won't stop. Maybe we won't immediately know that something important has happened. Maybe it will simply be two people meeting at the right moment, saying a few words, walking away, and then slowly realizing that something about that conversation stayed with them. Maybe you'll forget the exact words I said. Maybe I'll forget what I was wearing. Maybe we won't recognize the significance of that first moment until much later. And, somehow, I think that would be beautiful. Because not everything meaningful arrives with a dramatic entrance. Some things begin quietly. A conversation, a glance, a laugh, a simple hello, a moment when two strangers realize they somehow feel comfortable talking to each other, and then another conversation, and another, and suddenly, without noticing exactly when it happened, someone who was once a stranger becomes the person whose message you wait for. I hope that's how it feels with us. I hope we don't rush it. I hope we let it become what it is supposed to become. I hope I don't try to force you into a version of love that doesn't feel natural to you. And I hope you never feel pressured to become someone else just to fit into my idea of a wife. I don't want a role. I want a person. I want your personality, your honesty, your strange little habits, your opinions, your laughter, your questions, your ambitions, your softness, your strength. I want you. And I hope you want me as I am, not as some imagined perfect man. There will be mornings when we are both tired. There will be bills, there will be responsibilities, there will be family problems, there will be misunderstandings. There will be days when one of us is carrying more than the other. There may be seasons when money is tight, when plans don't work, when something we worked for disappears, when we have to start again. And when those days come, I don't want us to become enemies standing on opposite sides of the problem. I want us to stand together and look at the problem from the same side. You and me against the difficulty. Not you against me. Not me against yous, against whatever life has placed in front of us. I think that is where real love becomes visible. Not when everything is easy, but when everything is difficult, and two people still look at each other and say, we'll figure this out. Maybe we won't always know how, maybe we'll have to learn. Maybe we'll have to apologize. Maybe we'll have to change our plans. Maybe we'll have to begin again. But I want to begin again with you. Again and again, if life asks us to, because I don't want a love that disappears the moment reality arrives. I want a love that becomes deeper because reality arrived. Future wife, if you are watching this right now, I wonder what you are thinking. Maybe you're smiling, maybe you're laughing, because you think this is impossible. Maybe you think I'm talking to an imaginary person. Maybe you're wondering how someone can speak so confidently to a person they haven't met. And honestly, I don't know, maybe I'm not speaking to you because I know you. Maybe I'm speaking to you because I hope you exist. I hope somewhere there is a woman who also believes that love can be peaceful. I hope there is someone who doesn't need constant drama to feel alive. Someone who understands that passion and peace can exist together. Someone who knows that being loved doesn't mean being controlled. Someone who knows that commitment doesn't mean losing yourself. Someone who wants a partner, not a perfect person. Someone who wants to build something slowly enough that it can actually last. And if you are that woman, wherever you are, I hope you are taking care of yourself. I hope you are becoming the person you want to be, not for me. For you, I don't want you to sit around waiting for me. Please live your life. Go places, meet people. Laugh, learn, make mistakes. Change your mind. Discover what you love, discover what you don't, build the life you want. Because when we finally meet, I don't want to meet someone who spent years waiting in an empty room for me to arrive. I want to meet a woman who has already lived, a woman with stories, a woman with experiences, a woman who knows herself, a woman who has learned how to stand on her own. And I want to bring my own life to you too. Not an empty space waiting for you to fill a life that I have been building, learning, changing, and understanding. Then maybe we can meet in the middle, two complete human beings. Not perfect, not finished. Just willing to grow together. And maybe that is what marriage should be. Not two people promising that nothing will ever change, but two people promising that when change comes, they will keep meeting each other again. because we will change. You will change, I will change, the person I meet may not be exactly the same woman I know 10 years later. And I hope I won't be exactly the same man, either. I hope we give each other permission to grow. I hope we can look back and say, we have both become different people, but somehow we kept choosing each other through every version that would mean something to me. I don't need a love story that looks perfect from the outside. I need one that feels honest from the inside. I want us to have private jokes nobody else understands. I want us to have memories that don't look impressive in photographs, but mean everything to us. I want late night conversations that begin with something completely ordinary and somehow become about our deepest fears. I want spontaneous drives, quiet mornings, long walks, shared meals, small celebrations, difficult conversations, and end with understanding instead of resentment.